Well, thank you so much, We Convention, for having me. I wanted to thank you. It's definitely a blessing, exciting to be here. Well, let me explain why I started in Asia and then in Canada and then in UAE. So what you see as success sometimes is a treasure of failures. As you don't know what's behind it. You look at the glamour of it, you go, oh, wow, she's traveled around the world. But it takes a lot to be here. I'm born and raised in Singapore, so I'm made in Singapore.
Wow.
So I went to Canada to study, and that was my first passion. However, when I went to Canada, I got pregnant really early, and that's a curveball. So it's nothing that I planned to do, it's something that happened, and I have my son when I was really, really young. Now that, soon after that, I became a single mom. I have my second, and I became a single mom. So I was, again, a very young woman, single mom raising 2 kids. Why do I stay in Canada? Well, the reason is my mother had said to me that I should go back to Asia as a single, not as a parent. So I stayed in Canada to raise my children. So that is one of the failures you think, some will think, oh my gosh, is that a failure or is that a blessing? It depends on how you look at it. So in Canada, I decided at one point that I wasn't going to be on welfare, because I was on welfare. And I've decided that I wanted to raise as a good role model for my children, and to show them that if you struggle, if you work hard, you got a better life. So I put myself through school, through college, through my bachelor's, and through my master's. And
amazing, amazing.
While raising them, and I think at one point I was a pregnant student as well. I remember my professor say, please go home or else I'm gonna fail you because you're about to blow up. I was so big. But as a mother, you tend to do what you need to do for your children. You just, you look at them, they have this big brown eyes looking up at you. What are you gonna do? Abandon them? So I climbed the corporate ladder after I got my MBA, and let me tell you this, it's not an easy feat, because I tend to work for male-dominant companies that I'm constantly working with majority of men, and the female was very few in between. And even at the executive board, I was an executive for a public listed company, and I remember being in the boardroom. 90% was men. There was 4 executives there, and our voice was so tiny, I don't think we're being heard. But I represent the women there. I did my best. I go in there, and I represent it. I wear my 5-inch heels so that I can stand in parity with them, and I speak because I have a voice. I have a voice. What's really great is in life sometimes you get hit by curveballs. We get curveballs all the time, and you don't plan for it. You never plan for these curveballs to come, but then you get them. And sometimes when you're not prepared, you get hit so hard, you're bruised, and you're wondering, what just hit me? Like, what happened? But that is life. Elena, you asked me, why are the women fearful of moving forward? Is fear of the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen later on today. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't even know what's going to happen next week. So a lot of women and men are afraid of that.
Yeah, but
Fear is the
Belynda, what
biggest
should
thing.
we do with it?
We deal it with our heels. We show up. And one of the biggest topic too as well, you said, when we talk about entrepreneurs is ties and suit. Well, I've got a suit on. So I wear them proud, and I wear them gracefully too as well. Now, I always say this, and this is takeaway for all of you, and whether you're a woman or a man. is that we all have three very powerful gifts. And what are they? And a lot of them say, what gifts do we have? We all have three gifts. And the gifts are not any different from us nor you. We all have the same gifts. Number one, the power of choice. You all have the power of choice. We're the only individual or human being, living cell in the whole world that are able to make a choice. And sometimes if we don't make a choice, we kind of, beat ourselves up and goes, how come we didn't do that? Well, you have the choice. We make choices, 12 choices by 9 o'clock in the morning. But it's the big choices that people are fearful of. And those are the ones that we have to make them to be different. The second gift, the power of change. Change is so powerful. Whether I move from one country to another, and now I'm in UAE, I'm speaking on stage with all of you, I am so grateful, is the power of change. You can't expect the same results doing the same thing without any change. If you want change in life, you gotta make a difference. And change is the element, and we all have it. It's called the power of change. Third, you're gonna love this one, ladies. The power of courage. We are all very courageous, beautiful individuals. And courage is the opposite of fear. So if you have no fear, you have courage, you will be able to make the right choices, do the proper changes in life, and have the courage and the mind to take you there. But lastly, I wanted to say this, is that for all of you who are, maybe someone out there is thinking, okay, what do I do next? There is never a bad choice. You always make the best choice at the time that you're dealing with it. Because your choice and your decision could be different next week. Because you don't know what's going to happen next week. So you make the best decision out there, and you make that choice. And be okay with it. Because there is no right or wrong. Because courage will take you there.